My name is James. I'm a sophomore at NTU living in Taipei. Today I'm going to give you a quick overview of the 3-day trip to Kaohsiung with my team.
The first day, in my opinion, was probably the most convenient day, and I would definitely rate it 10 out of 10 of the 3 days. We had our rental cars, scooters ready, and we're off to play after finishing lunch. After the exhausting battle, we went riding the scooters to a farm, which is also our next destination.
太多红绿灯了，所以徐佑轩没有办法冲很快。
There were some animals there for tourists to spend time with. While I was teasing a goose, I accidentally trampled on its shit. No! Which was really gross, and I had to clean my white shoes all along the way back to our hostel. During the tour of the farm, there was also a band playing. To a pity, they didn't have much of an audience, so basically it was mostly just them singing to themselves. When it finally got to the evening, we were ready to enter the most exciting segment of the day, the barbecue. Since the farm also offered space for tourists to settle down and barbecue, we basically just stayed there. The night view was totally different from what it was during daylight. It was phenomenal. At night, we could see some small cozy tents built up for people to take a rest. The campfire at the center of the turf not only brightened up the camp, but also made the attraction into an atmospheric sight. Glad that we had someone in the team who was familiar with making a fire, so I would say that it went quite smooth. During the barbecue, it was as like the barriers between us had dissolved. It was just great to see everyone getting along with each other. The morning of the second day was also an exceptional experience because we woke up pretty early to go to NSYNU, which is also Zhongshan Daxue. Though we weren't lucky enough to see the sunrise, we were able to take a glimpse of the morning view of the gorgeous landscape of its campus. First, we headed to the coast and took numerous satisfying pictures. While others were chatting, I spent some time reminiscing the place where I once laid my feet on. Taking a deep breath, I could feel the brisk ocean air fill my lungs. Meanwhile, the captivating clouds slid over the dim sky, creating an astounding view. After finishing capturing the magnificent scenes, we hopped on our scooters and headed to the higher places of the campus. It took us approximately 10 minutes to finally arrive at our destination. A temple. Yeah, because we didn't have much time, so we only came to a temple. But we still enjoyed the ethereal scene of Shiziwan. Oops, not this picture. We also saw some monkeys throughout the journey, and the baby monkeys were just so adorable. Anyways, we went back to get our breakfast and later was ready to move on to our next schedule, Qijing. So the island was smaller than I thought, and there were also less stands than I thought. I guess the biggest mistake we made was that we chose to walk along the beach instead of renting a bike. So we trekked for over an hour with the sun burning us and with heavy luggage. Unable to withstand the high temperature and my heavy bags, I asked my teammate to offer me a ride with a U-bike.
徐佑轩，等下头要出来啊！
好，加速喽！
好。
阿生，你这样做还行吗？
But the overall trip in Qijing was still fun. We ate, drank, and wandered through the roads. We even managed to hike to the top of the tower and overlooked the harbor. The rest of the day was spent in Liuhe night market. Frankly speaking, there wasn't much to eat there, so we didn't really stay long, and that was the end of day 2. The last day of the trip is considered the most chill day of the 3. Since we went to bed late, we decided to get enough sleep and spend the remaining hours at Pier 2 Art Center. When we woke up, it was already nearly 9 in the morning, so after a little struggle with the sleepiness, we packed our bags and luggage and said goodbye to the hostel. I've been to the art center before, and I have to say that place is extremely boring. Just as I thought the day was going to be ruined, I suddenly came up with the idea that I could actually try making a cinematic video using the majestic scene. Out of curiosity and excitement, I and Brian sat down in an open space and planned out how we were going to shoot the video. Using the slow motion effect of my Samsung phone, I was able to capture the stunning angle of the area, and that was also when I started to feel that the trip was indeed really worth it. Apart from the cinematic footage, I also helped many of my team members do some shootings since many of them craved to change their profile photos. It turned out that it was a spectacular place to photo shoot. As the striking sound of the bridge alarmed me, it also meant that the 3-day trip had come to an end, and it was time for us to depart Kaohsiung. To be honest, I've never been a travel person throughout my life. Every winter and summer vacation, I just wanted to stay home and be a couch potato. This trip was no exception. And I guess the reason why I always felt miserable and empty-handed every single trip is just because I didn't feel like I fit the group. Trips with these people, however, truly feel at home. These people are different. When facing them, I'm comfortable being extremely vulnerable, open, and honest. I feel powerful when I'm with them, and the chemistry between us is just ineffable. So when I hang out with people nowadays, I know that the most profound story of any trip isn't actually how fun the trip is, but rather who you're spending time with. Anyways, it's the very first being frank in front of the camera. I hope this film gives those who are still feeling alone know that they're not alone. I hope this film helps you. Bye bye.